Welcome to Homemaking with Mima. My name is Wendy, and in today's video I'm going to go through this chest freezer to see what needs to be eaten up, and I'm going to bring you along with me. So I started pulling a lot of it out. A lot of it's my daughter's, as you know, as well as ours, but I want to kind of get hers separated. And I'd love to merge some of this stuff into the upright freezer, like this cheese. But my plan is I need to get that thing defrosted again. So I don't want to put anything extra in there when I know I'm just going to be bringing it probably over here to store while I clean it. So I'm not going to make that step yet. So I have the white table is behind me. And I'm just going to keep pulling stuff out. Some shrimp my husband had gotten. That needs to be incorporated. I do have the pork neck bones and the ham hocks that were smoked this summer, or it was this fall, that are in here. I could get them going. I think I will. Well, I have to roast these first. I did just make some beef broth, so I'm in no hurry. This is the start of beef scraps for when I make beef broth again, probably next year at this time. All right, so the only thing I have in here are my ham steaks, which I wanted to can. I'm just in no hurry for that right now. I'll get the broth done. That's a little bit easier. Okay, I have a box left in here. I'll show you. I'll get that cleaned out after I get room on the table for it. And then we can go through things. So here's a project I'm going to do for myself. I have pork broth and pork broth that I'm going to make. So I have some scraps there. I have the pork neck bones that we got from our half a pig. Remember I said I was going to use that up. I'm going to throw that in there. So that's a project I'm creating for myself. And then this is all that I have in that freezer. Now, this right here is my daughter's. We bought some pistachio nuts up ahead of time. My husband likes to take those to work. I don't want to start putting things into my upright freezer until I get it cleaned out. So I try to merge everything over here. So I have some cabbage soup that I had made. I've got that in there. These are all shredded mozzarella cheese. Of course, here's all that beef that I had merged from that one into there. We haven't really touched it yet. We're eating freezer meals and we're eating, things from the pantry shelf. So we're not starving. This is a project, but I don't want to do it right yet. And then this is a project. I want to make strawberry jalapeno jam. Now, I know these are not jalapenos, but there are jalapenos in here that I can make jam with. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. We were given those. And anyway, these are plums that someone had given my husband from their own yard. So here's all the strawberries. I want to eat one of these up. Oh yeah, this is the beef scraps. So that's going to go back in for the start of beef scraps for whenever. I got plenty of beef broth. I don't need to do that again. I'm going to cook one of these in my Instapot. So I'm going to take this out. It has to thaw out. And then I believe I have to get it marinated. I got to read the instructions on it. It's a corned beef I got last year. 2023. This one's 2024. Okay. So we'll eat this one first. I'm going to put this chicken on top. I had all that, the stuff was sitting in that box. This needs to get eaten up as soon as we can. This is shrimp that my husband had gotten for the holidays. He needs to deal with that. Walnuts that we're still working on. Here's that flour, all-purpose and bread flour that I've had in the freezer. I don't have time to deal with that yet today, so I'm just going to throw it back in there on top. Here's a loaf of bread that I had made and some pancakes that I had made. And so that's what's in this freezer. And I'm going to put this into here. So there's that. So now I'm going to get all this back in there. And I'm going to see, I still have that container in the upright freezer. I'm going to see if I need to put a couple of these in there, because this kind of gets buried. And this is probably the only thing I'm going to put into that freezer from this room. So I have everything tucked back in here. You've seen it all laying out. So I did, the shrimp is right here. That chicken is right here, so it's easy access. And then that other corned beef is right here as well. So that's easy access. Definitely have to eat those things up. And then in this freezer, we still haven't touched much of anything. My daughter did get some of her own food here. We have 2 chubs of the pork sausage left. So I'm going to take them out. There's no sense in keeping it. I do have some cut up ham that I had gotten here. I had gotten a gift card for Cub. And I don't normally go to Cub. So I bought a ham and then I cut it up. It was a boneless pre-cooked ham and I cut it up. So that's why you see it's from December. And so I'm going to put that in this freezer as well. Her stuff I'm going to put back here. It's just fine sitting there. And haven't really touched much of any of that. So, because we have stuff in there. And we have stuff in our other freezer as well. And I'll bring you to the upright as well. We're coming in to the upright freezer. And you can see lots of room to put stuff. But like I said, I'm trying to eat down on things so I can get this defrosted. As you can see, it's building up. I could let it go, but I really don't. It's so much work, people. I've done videos on me cleaning this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull stuff out of here to see what we can also incorporate in meals for some future meals here. So let me get you all set up and I'm going to grab some stuff out of here. Okay, so I've gone through this. I'm not going to go through all of this again. I'll go through it all maybe when I actually get this defrosted and get things put back. These are just things that I've made up ahead. We are eating through, as you can see. If you watched any previous videos, it's going down. And this as well. So we're going to have a lasagna soup tonight. So I thought to myself, I want more burger in it. When I've done like the taco soups and like that, I just wanted more substance. So I'm going to put some more cooked burger. And why not? I've already got it cooked, so I'm going to do that. All right. And I just took out some more butter. I'll go through all of this in the other room because it's kind of noisy in here with this thing humming. But you can see I brought my basket in here, just threw my laundry basket upside down to hold it up higher. So we'll get this shut and I'll bring you into the other room and we're going to go through all this. All right, so I got you in the other room here. So here's that corned beef. I got to get thawed out. And I'm gonna get this cooked up, and I think I'm going to look it up and cook it in my Instapot. And then here's some, the last of our pork sausage. I think I'm gonna cook one up plain, and the other one I'll make into patties. Here's the burger that I'm gonna put into the lasagna soup that we're finally gonna eat one of them. I have 2 containers of it. We need butter upstairs. Here is the project that I'm going to create for myself. I need to get this, there's a shadow here. I need to get this out of the freezer, and I just need to get it into jars. So pork broth it is. I pulled out some drippings that have been sitting in there for a while from having roasts. And here's ham hocks my husband had smoked. This was scraps. If you'd seen some of that ham that I'd gotten, I told you I bought at Cub. I cut it into chunks, and I don't like the edges of them. They're too tough. So I just cut that off, and we're gonna intermingle that in there as well. Here is the neck bones. They need to be roasted. They gotta thaw out and roast them. And I'm gonna try and incorporate as much of this into this pork broth as I can without it being too salty. I'm not sure how much salt in it, but the first ingredient is salt, so I'm gonna have to be careful. So, but I do want to incorporate what I can. And what I don't incorporate in this broth, this is, I don't know, 2-3 years old. I'll just throw away what I don't use. Here's that container that we created the other day. I'm still working on it. We ate some of the corn, and I can actually pull out the pears. We can eat them tonight with the lasagna soup that we're gonna have. So there's one more item. I don't really need anything else right now. So I've eaten 2 items out of there. That's good. And here's that lasagna stuff. I still haven't made the lasagna. I don't know how many months ago it was that I was going to make this as a freezer meal, and I just haven't. And one reason is because, first, I didn't have the time. Didn't have the time to do it. I made a bunch of freezer meals this one day. I just didn't have time. This would have been more consuming, taking my time up. And then now I don't want to make it because you've seen that I need to defrost that upright freezer. And I plan on using ground venison in that, and tomato sauce and diced tomatoes. There isn't any other tomato-y products in here, well, other than this. I could use that in there. That's a good idea. I might use that, put the tomato sauce away. That's got a good date on it. Add some extra tomatoes. There, look at. Now I just need to make it. All right. So here's what's all coming upstairs. Is this right here. So with that corned beef, I really don't have to cook any vegetables to go with it, because I have canned potatoes and canned carrots, which would be great with it. And we'll probably have to buy cabbage, because if I make it, I want to try to make as traditional as I can. I'm not Irish, but I'm sure I could get a small head of cabbage, and we could incorporate that as well. But I want to cook it in the Instant Pot first to get it nice and tender, and then the juices, then I can get all this cooked up in the potatoes, the carrots, and the cabbage. But I'm not going to bring any of that upstairs just yet, because I can just come down here and grab it when I need it. Well, that's going to wrap up this video. I've got my basket of goodies that I collected, some projects, some meal for tonight, some things that I just need upstairs. And I always bring my coffee down here, and I always forget that I have it down here, and then it gets cold. Anybody else ever do that? Pour up a cup of coffee, walk away from it. Hour later, you're like, I had coffee somewhere. So anyway, I've got to go heat that up. And we're still working. We're still going to be working on this. I think I can actually, I'm going to bring up this blueberry muffin thing. I'm just going to make a really quick, I don't know if I'm going to make a snack bread out of it, or if I'll just do some quick muffins. Probably muffins. Why not? It's easy. It's just add milk, and I got milk, so that's an easy thing. One more thing out of here. All right, so I'm going to get this put back over here. I want to thank you folks for joining me today. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you're subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell and that will prompt you to new videos that are coming out. And I want you folks to make it a really great day.